Welcome to the Credit Union Way, episode 3. I'm calling this the woo-woo episode. It's a long story, which I'm about to tell you. But it involves the Cubs. And this is Joe Madden, my favorite manager of all time. And he took the Cubs to the World Series with that slogan, try not to suck. But this story takes place in Meza, Arizona. And it's about how credit unions trust their members. And because of that, I feel like the members want to earn that trust and always do the right thing. So it's reciprocal. So anyway, so back to the Cubs. So the Cubs have spring training in Meza, Arizona, and there's this one guy who's a credit union member that goes there every year. It's kind of a rite of passage. He takes his buddies. Well, this year his buddies couldn't make it, and so he went on his own. So he got there early. Before spring training actually started. It was like the first day of spring training. And so he walked from his hotel, which was really close to where the Cubs have their spring training games. And on his way there, he saw a guy sitting in a chair with a sign that said, homeless need Cubs tickets. And he took a picture of it. I know. Anyway, so he goes on to walk over to the stadium and take some pictures to send to his buddies to say, ha, I'm here and you're not. So the next morning he gets up to go to the game, the first game. He's excited. So he gets all the way to the ticket booth and realizes he didn't have his wallet. And he thought, oh no, I left it in the room. So he walked all the way back, checked the room, it wasn't there, went to the front desk, wasn't there, went back to the ticket window, wasn't there. And in his wallet, so he traveled from Chicago to Meza, Arizona, so he wouldn't be able to get home. He didn't have his driver's license, he didn't have his credit card, he didn't have his debit card, didn't have his cash. So he called his favorite teller at the credit union. And he specifically asked for her, and he said, you won't guess what happened. She said, actually, I think I can. You lost your wallet. And he said, how'd you know that? He said, a good Samaritan found it and called using the phone number on your debit card. And so I didn't put a hold on your cards, and he said he would meet you at the front gate. And he also said, well, the guy said, well, how do I know who it is? He said, he's wearing a Cubs hat, which everyone had a Cubs hat. Anyway, so he said the guy was wearing a red jacket. So we went over there, and sure enough, standing by the front gate was the homeless guy. And so he felt terrible. And so the guy handed him his wallet with all the cash in it. And he said, how would you like to go to the game? My treat. And they went to the game, and they continually went to games after that for his whole stay. He took him to every game. He asked the guy, what can I do? Can I give you some cash or anything? He said, nope, I just want to do the right thing. I feel like I believe in karma. And so the moral of the story is that the credit union trusted the member and the person that called and didn't put a hold on everything. But I feel like that's what you get from a credit union. It's not like black and white. There's some flexibility within the rules. So this story of the Credit Union Way has a happy ending. Now, I called it the woo-woo episode, and for a reason, because there is a guy, they call him woo-woo, because when he cheers, he says woo-woo. And he also ended up homeless. And he still attended almost every game. He's in his 80s now, and he's been going to games since 1949 when his mom took him to see Jackie Robinson. And back then, he put on a Cubs uniform as a kid and still wears a Cubs uniform to this day. Ronnie Woo Woo. I find it interesting that as I was, researching, the story to make sure that everything was accurate, I came across that, and I thought, wow. So I had heard this story, and it included a homeless guy who wanted Cubs tickets. That's actually something that really happened. And when it comes to charity, nobody beats a credit union. So we can all feel good that we're either members or we are going to be members of a credit union.